Hello everybody, CE here. In today's video, I will be going over my Halloween haul part 3. This is going to be my Target haul. This is going to be a mini haul. I'm not sure if I'm done with Target or not. I'm on the East Coast and Target is still currently putting out decor as I speak. So far I got the items I wanted, and some of these were a surprise. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else Target puts out for spooky season. This video was going to be something entirely different. We were going to be showcasing our outdoor decor, our blow molds, our inflatables that we picked up this year thus far, but the weather just was not working with us this weekend. It was like really hot and humid yesterday. The sun was out. And then we got a pop-up storm, and it got really windy, and then that stopped, and then we got some really heavy rainfall last night. And then today, it's beautiful, like temperature-wise. It's like low 70s, and it's kind of misty out. It's gray, definitely has the spooky vibes, but the grass is all wet. So we gotta wait for the grass to dry before we showcase our items. So I decided, well, let me just film what I've gotten so far from Target. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to get anything else, but if I do, there'll be a part 2. No big deal. So one of the first items I want to showcase is this. Let's see, what is it? It's from Hide and Eek. This is going to be Hide and Eek. It says it is a ghost ghoul, and it's sound activated. And I did not see this online first. Like, I didn't know this existed until I went into Target last week. And when I saw it and the noise it made, I had to have it. And it is this little hanging ghost. It lights up. And as you can hear, it does that old school Halloween sound. It also shakes a little bit. The arms are posable. It is thin. I guess that's because it lights up on the inside here. So this lights up. And when I first saw this, they only had a ghost. I didn't know there were going to be other variants until I went to Target today. And they had a witch, a bat, and I think they're coming out with a pumpkin, like a Lewis pumpkin type situation. These were $8 a piece, hence why we only picked up one so far. But I do think it would be kind of cool to get one of each variant, just because of the old school sound. And I'm all about the cheaper Halloween decor, because that was my childhood. A lot of stuff came from the dollar store, so it was like the cheap ghosts and pumpkins that you filled up with newspaper, or the leave bags, or just these small shakers that you would find that played the eerie noise and lit up. So I'm all about this this type of Halloween. It really brings me back to my childhood, and I just love that this sound is back. It's not gonna sound exactly the same like from the 80s or early 90s, but it's sure enough close enough to bring back that nostalgic vibe and feel to my Halloween decor. And it fits with the ones that are from the 80s and 90s that I have. So moving along to some of the paper items. These really have a nostalgic feel to them as well. I'm loving their Halloween characters this year. I'm loving the witch, the Frankenstein, the cat, and then I found the skeleton. And it just says paper skeleton. It's got like the posable joints on it. I should probably open this up and showcase this to you guys. I don't know if I want to do that right now while I'm on video, but I might in this video have it open and see what it looks like. Oh, well, you know what, whatever. We're here, we're in the moment. Let's go ahead and open this up. I changed my mind. Alright. All right, here we go. Let's look at this together, because I've been trying to stay offline lately when it comes to certain places, because I like to be surprised. Oh, here we go. We got the jointed skeleton. This was $4, by the way. Okay, let me figure it out, because he was stuffed in that plastic bag. I might have said how long he was on the package. Okay, we're working it. He's coming together. Hi, YouTube. Okay. Oh, yeah. And let's figure out how his waist is going to go. I feel like this is the part that's confusing me. Alright, here we go. There we go. Wow. Okay, he is... How tall is he? How tall is he? It says 50 inches in height. So, good size skeleton right here. Very, very nice. Now, this just reminds me of the items that I used to see in school. My elementary school in the 90s was awesome. They did some really fun things for Halloween. And this was before Halloween became kind of watered down in school. So these type of die cuts that had the posable joints often lined like the chalkboards or the bulletin boards. And then, of course, they were in my home as well growing up. So when I saw this for $4, this ain't bad, y'all. For $4, this size, I think this is a great find. I don't think these will last long on the pegs whatsoever, and it comes with a string that you can hang it with. So really, really nice, cool, nostalgic vibe with a modern touch skeleton. All right, let's put this down. All right, so all the other ones I will open off camera. But let's go ahead and showcase the bag art. Here we have Lewis. This one is 50 inches in height as well. So it just says Lewis the Pumpkin Ghoul, which is kind of Target's mascot. So very, very cool. So let me go ahead and open this one up, and I will show it to y'all. Lewis feels a little bit longer, but just by a little bit. But he's really, really neat. I mean, for the price, like if you're on a budget and you want to cover up some major wall space, I mean, this is the way to go. And if you can't find any vintage Bystol die cuts or Paper Magic Group or all the numerous companies that put out these die cuts that are now vintage, if you can't find those or can't afford them, you know, this is a good alternative if you like this design and want some decor on your wall space. All right, so next, this is going to be my last paper product so far, but this is the Honeycomb Monster. That's what they're calling it, but it's a Frankenstein. I mean, come on, it's a Frankenstein. It's a monster. And this is 50 inches as well. And I couldn't pass this one up. We got this last weekend, and they had a few of them, and when we went into Target today, they were all gone. I had a feeling that these weren't going to last. And here we have him in the package. Again, I will open him up off camera and get a close-up look of him. My favorite out of the three I picked up. I just love Honeycomb so much. And I just love the colors in him. He's just so vibrant and fun. And it did come with this piece. This is like frilly paper or frilly plastic. I don't know, the stuff you kind of see at party stores that hang down and they're like separately cut and you can walk through them and they just dangle or blow a little bit. That's supposed to go on like the back side of this and hang behind his legs. I'm not going to fool around with that. I'll give you a better look right here on the card art. But see, it hangs down, kind of gives them a skirt look feel to it. They also have a witch one that has this same concept, only it's more to her body and has more color to it. It's less hidden, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to leave that off of him and just have him the way he is as he hangs here. But I absolutely love him. And they had a trunk or treat version of him that you can use to set up for your trunk or treats, like if you do the churches or the schools. I thought about getting that, but not for trunk or treat, but getting it just for the cutouts themselves. So I don't know. I think that was $10 in the store. And they only had one left of that as well. But out of the two, this is the one that I wanted the most and wasn't going to leave behind. Right, so next, I can't wait to show this to you guys because this was another surprise find. Like, I didn't see this on Instagram or anything. This is the cat face stake lights. And you get a set of 5. They're like plastic blow molds that go over LED lights that you can line with your walkway. This was $18. It originally was going to be $15, but I guess with everything with going up, they marked it back up to like $18. So this was $18. It says it's 14 and a half inches in height. So I went ahead and opened them up for you guys. And I love these. Now, they're not very bright. Don't expect, like, if you want to pick these up, they're not going to, like, light up your whole walkway. You're going to want to pair these with another set of lights. I think that's the only downfall to these, is that they're not very bright. And as much as I love black cats, like the darker black, like blow molds, just aren't as bright as orange or white. But let me turn down the lights for you guys so you guys can get a good look of what these look like with the lights off. So as you can tell, these are not going to brighten up your sidewalks or your walkways very much. These will look better paired with like mini lights or other LED lighting, whatever you may have to help add to the ambiance of these lights. There are 2 LED lights in each little cat head. There are multiple settings here. The first setting is steady on with a timer, and then the second setting is the steady on without a timer, so it can be on as long as you want it to be. And then they have the chasing with timer, so that's pretty cool. And then you have chasing without a timer. So you can have them on as long as you want. And then, of course, you're going to have the off button. Battery operated. It takes 3 AA batteries. There we go. I'll go ahead and turn on the lights. So if you like the timer usage, it's going to be 6 hours of lighting. So if you want it steady with a timer, it's going to be 6 hours. If you want it chasing with a timer, it's going to be 6 hours. But I do love their little smiling faces, and it pairs so well with everything else I have. Last week when I found out Target was starting to put Halloween out, the one thing that I wanted, well, it was actually 2 things that I wanted without a doubt that I had seen floating around on Instagram, on their websites, were these $10 signs. Now, I picked 2 of these up last year. I was lucky enough to get the cat one last year, and I got the skull one last year. And when I found out they were coming out with another black cat, I couldn't resist these. For the size that they are, for the price point that they are, I just absolutely love these. These are fantastic. I mean, if you have the wall space, for $10, this adds so much personality to your wall and so much more to your decor. It's thin, plastic, so you can actually put a little bit of light behind it if you wanted to, and it can illuminate through, but it's thick enough to where it shouldn't bend too much. I really wanted to get these online, but I knew better. My cat is shaking where my camera stand is, so if you see me moving, that would be my cat. So, but wherever Target ships out of from in my location, since I'm on the East Coast, they ship everything in bags. And too many stories of people getting theirs in cracked. I saw some people, theirs were shipped in boxes, and some people got bags. And I just know we were going to get a bag because we already kind of had a bad experience with Target with a blow mold we ordered this year. So I told myself, I'm not ordering from Target online anymore. So we decided to wait in store. I knew this would go first, and there was a lady, she was looking at these. She was torn between Frankenstein and the Black Cat. And I told her, I said, well, if you're only going to pick up one, I suggest you get the Black Cat, because that sold out really quickly last year. A lot of people didn't hit Target early enough, and they missed out on the Black Cat, because the Black Cat in my area was the first one to hit. They did it in segments last year. They all weren't out at the same time. So like the skull and the Black Cat kind of came together. And no lie, went in today about a week later and the cats were already gone. The witch was left, the skull was left, and this one was left, which was the other one I had to have in my collection. We have the monster. I love the colors on him. Definitely gives me 90s vibes. Without a doubt. When it comes to Halloween colors, green and purple really had a standout in the late 80s, early 90s, and pretty much throughout 90s. I feel like once green and purple came out around that time period, they never left, which I'm kind of glad that they didn't. But this one's got this like nice, vibrant blue to it, which I absolutely love. And it's just, I'm trying to decide if this is like part of his clothing or if these are like lightning bolts. I can't quite figure that out. My first impression that they were lightning bolts, like he had some sort of lightning going through his hands. Also part of me is like, is this part of like his cloak or something? I'm not quite sure, but I'll go with lightning bolts in between his hands. And this was another reason why I wanted to get the Honeycomb Frankenstein monster. They can't call it Frankenstein due to copyrights, but this is the reason why I wanted to get that Honeycomb one, because I think he's really cool, and they got a lot of fun characters out this year. And honestly, I've already picked up more from Target, I believe, this year so far than I have last year and then the year before that. So I've only picked up, I think, from Target the last few years, maybe 3 or 4 items. I just absolutely love Target this year. So if these are still available in your store, do not sleep on them. If you like them, you could always, if you like them, keep them. But if you find that they don't work for you, then just return them. But I absolutely love them. All right. So lastly, I'm going to showcase this blow mold. Now, this is the experience I had with Target shipping. I was not impressed with Target's shipping. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I was mad. We ordered Lewis, the blow mold. Fell in love with this blow mold as soon as it hit online, and I wanted to get one, so we got one, and they shipped it in a bag. And he got all dented and scuffed on the back and the front. So called customer support, and where's the try me on this? Called customer support. They sent out another one, no charge, and unfortunately that one came in worse. Came in just absolutely dented and more paint missing all around this area. So we decided that perhaps we're going to get another one in Target. Now they did a complete refund, so ultimately at the end of the day, this was free because they kept screwing up and shipping them in a bag. You don't ship blow molds in a bag. That's just a no, no, no. No, you wouldn't want to buy secondhand from a seller and buy a blow mold and they'd be like, okay, I'll ship it in the bag. Your first instinct would be like, no, do not do that. Please put it in a box. So am disappointed with Target's shipping. That's why we decided that we were going to wait for items to show up in stores. We were not going to take a chance of going through the runaround of things getting shipped in a bag, them getting scuffed and dented, being disappointed again, and then them having another item shipped out just for them to be ruined as well. So we decided to wait in person. So I will say I was disappointed without a doubt. In fact, I was ticked off. I was mad that they would even consider doing this. I would rather pay more in shipping to make sure it's safe than it be in a bag. But anywho, we haven't picked up another one yet. This one is at least hideable. I can, since it's on the bottom, I at least can hide it with other decor or something. It doesn't stand out as bad now that I've had it out for a little while. But when we looked at these last week, they were not perfect as well. So I do want to say that even though these are the same price point as last year, it's a thinner plastic. In fact, I can push down on this and the plastic does give away a little bit. As you can see, it gives away. Now, last year, I picked up this Reaper for the same price point. It was also $20, but it's a much thicker plastic. Forgive me, it's dusty. It was in storage. You're going to see some dust there. But I cannot push this plastic down whatsoever. So much sturdier than this year's newer blow molds, especially Lewis at least, has got a thinner plastic. Now I didn't test out the other blow molds Target had, but without a doubt this one, Lewis, is thinner. So, but anywho, other than my shipping experience with Lewis, I am really happy with all the items that I picked up today. They're really cool, they're nostalgic, they're vibrant. I love the color choices. I would say that I'm looking forward to going back and seeing what else they have in store. Also, there were some party supplies Friday, with Halloween being on a Friday this year. It's really exciting. So they kind of went all out with like the party decor, with the streamers, the balloons. So I'm really looking forward to going through all that again and maybe picking up a couple more items. But so far, for this haul, this is what I have to showcase for you guys. So until next time, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I will be working on that outdoor decor video, I promise. We just have to make sure that the weather is going to allow us to do it. Until next time, happy spooky season, stay safe, and happy hunting.